friendship, magic, and a talking cat named Happy. These are all the things that make up the anime fairy tale. I mean, Eden's Zero. Hello, Otaku Mev here, and get ready for a star-tastic journey as we go over the new space age anime of Eden's Zero. Eden's Zero is made by Hiro Mashima, the same creator of beloved series like Rave Master and Fairy Tail. The premise of the series follows three companions, Rebecca, Happy, and Shiki, as they explore the cosmos of space in search of a being who can grant any wish, known as Mother. What motivates this trio is that both Rebecca and Happy want to become internet-famous beekeepers, while Shiki, a young man who grew up on a planet full of robots, wishes for nothing more than to make as many friends as possible.
Can we all become friends? Please be my friend! Be my friend! Be my friend! Be my friend!
Moving on, the character designs in Eden's Zero are nicely polished with vibrant colors and a sense of familiarity. When talking about Hiro Mashima's work, the art typically stands out not because each series looks drastically different, but because they look so similar. See, Hiro Mashima tends to reuse characters and designs, and an example of this is how the character named Happy from Fairy Tail is then brought in as a main character in Eden's Zero. Another example is how the design for a character named Jalal in Fairy Tail actually originates from the character Sighart in Rave Master. I'm not saying this is a bad thing either. In fact, it works really well, because seeing a familiar face, whether or not it's the exact character you remember, makes it easier for the audience to connect because they share similarities. Now, when comparing the series to other anime, it comes off as a nice blend of planet-hopping adventures like Dragon Ball GT and Astro Lost in Space with the magic and friendship aspect of Fairy Tail. I say magic because even though the abilities in this anime come from a source called ether, they work fundamentally the same. Ether is a natural part of life that flows through all living things, and if someone is able to harness their ether, they will gain magical abilities, whether that be having control over gravity, being able to push the limits of electronics, or some other type of power. Something Eden's Zero does well is give its audience background knowledge on its main cast early on, compared to say, Black Clover that takes its sweet time to give said information even if it's just the tiniest bit. Lastly, in the comparisons, Eden Zero takes a page from One Piece in its approach of introducing new characters. Just like in One Piece, this series is structured so that as the journey continues, Shiki and gang meet new faces that, whether permanent or temporary, fill out the ranks of the crew, ultimately helping each other reach their desired goals. From the art to comparisons, now let's get down to the issues with Eden's Zero. First off is the constant use of having Shiki ask people to be his friend. I mean, it's entertaining to see how he asks and watching the people's reactions, but at the same time, it's like how Luffy would constantly ask others to join his pirate crew. See, it's a gimmick that through repetition can get old and tiresome very fast. The second problem with this series is that the pace in which the crew is being filled out feels a bit too quick. This is an anime with a season of 25 episodes, and by episode 12, the crew has accumulated a total of 8 members, with more by the end of the second half. See, the main mission in season 1 is for Shiki to find the 4 members of his grandfather's old crew, known as the 4 Shining Stars, so that they can fully power the ship and leave the Sakura Cosmos to explore the rest of space. Honestly, I don't see a reason for there to be 8+ members by the end of season 1, because having people join right before or after finding one of the 4 Shining Star members kinda takes away from that accomplishment. Instead of having the focus be on one crewmate for an arc, with the addition of seeing how they ease into their new life aboard the ship, Eden's Zero introduces one character after another with no real build-up. Eden Zero comes from the mind of Hiro Mashima, who takes a little bit of what is old and familiar and mixes it into something new. And that's why this series gains a score of 8 out of 10. With Eden Zero's great launch, world building of each planet, and use of swift fights that never seem to overstay their welcome, you hardly notice the problems this anime has. With that said, this is a new series that has lots of promise, and instead of being a normal fantasy or a futuristic space anime, Eden Zero takes the best of both worlds, giving a modern spin on the fantasy genre. That's all for this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you're new, subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date with new videos. I'm Otaku Mav, and I'll see you next time.